God, cute boys. We caught it.
Tell me your first drama was not Boys Over Flowers. Did you cut?
No, I'm just saying
Oh.
I'm gonna cut it at this point.
Okay, yeah.
Unnecessary.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Least Most podcast. I'm your host, Tommy.
And I'm your girl, Simi.
And today we are back with another thought-provoking movie review. The name of the movie is called Better Days. And yes, before I get into it, it feels like I haven't heard Simi's voice in a while. Although we do speak quite regularly, but it feels, it feels a bit different. Like 1 week off, and all of a sudden I feel like I haven't heard you in a hot sec. How have you
It
been
feels like
doing,
we're
darling?
trying to I'm doing great. It feels like we're doing this all over again. I remember the first day where we were trying to record. I was like, "Are we doing this? We're actually doing this."
Yeah, so it kind of like, yeah, me and Simi had like a little bit of a break there because life gets to you. So and yeah, but we're back and we're better than ever. So yeah, let's get straight into
Yeah.
it. So yeah, today we're going to be reviewing a really nice movie called Better Days. It's a movie that's
Mm.
about, it's kind of psychological. It's about a coming of age kind of slice of life kind of movie. But essentially the main take home message in this movie is bullying.
Mhm.
And so we start off with a young girl. Her name is Chen Yan, and she's in her final year of high school type of thing. So she's trying to study for her exams. Now I know just as much as Simi because we both grew up in Ireland, and we both had to do an exam called the Irish Leaving Cert, basically the equivalent of the A levels in the
Yeah.
UK, and
Mhm.
it was I don't want to say hell, but oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It was hard. It was difficult. Now
Honestly,
Simi has her she has her own feelings about whether or not the Irish Living Cert is harder than the A
it
levels,
is.
but
It is. It is harder than the A levels. You're doing 7 or 8 subjects, right? Which you have to prepare for 1 to 2 hour exam. You don't know. Do you know what the worst one was? English, right? You have to learn 5 poets,
oh
and
gosh.
maybe 2 or 3 would come up, and
Oh.
then you had to learn. Do you remember we had to learn? I remember Sylvia Plath came up because she was one of my
Mm-hmm.
favorite poets. I was so happy when I saw her name. I was like,
Do you
yes,
know
Sylvia.
I don't know. Everybody loves Sylvia. I can't stand that poet. I'm so sorry.
It's because she's. I don't know. She's.
To me, it was so like I think because I don't know. For all the listeners, you would think that I'm the like we said in the last episode that I'm the salty one of the two of us. Like Simi's more the sweet. Oh, but honestly, when I was growing up, I was very like cutesy, very sweet. So things like that I found them so depressing. Like Sylvia Plath literally used to suck the life out of me. I was like, I can't deal with this poet. I can't. Like she makes me so, like every time I think my teacher loved Sylvia Plath because she would make us go over and over annotate um all her poems, and I just used to just dread it. I just like, God, I just hate English, like, and I loved English, but she made me hate English, can't lie to you.
No,
And then we
Sylvia
had
Plath
this
was.
really horrible movie that we had to watch as well. Oh,
Oh,
it
what
was
was
just,
it?
I don't even remember the name of the movie, but ours was just weird. It was about this little boy that was inside this hole, and it was weird, and it wasn't even in
I think
English.
ours was ours called the Fields, or maybe that was Irish class. I can't remember.
Anyway, it wasn't a good leaving cert wasn't a good time. It wasn't a fun time.
No, it was not. Like I know they've reformed now recently the grading system, but back
Yeah.
then it was like A to like F, and like everyone was trying to get like C or B's just to secure their place in uni, like as you
Yeah.
do. And like you're competing with people from last year, and then
Oh,
your current set, and then you have to get points. Oh my god, the stress! Even thinking about it right now, I'm
it's
getting
stressful. Like,
stressed.
yeah, you're getting stressed. You're like, oh my God. And then they make you feel like your whole life, this is like the biggest decision of your life. Like, if you
You know
don't do
what?
this, you're going to flop forever. Oh, no. It's
Exactly. Do you
just,
know what my one of my teachers used to say? The
wait.
Leaving is the most important exam of your entire life. It is the most hardest exam you'll take when you get to uni. Those exams are piss easy. Literally, she was saying your Leaving cert is the only exam that is the
For
hardest
real.
exam. I'm telling you, I still remember her spiel. Yeah, the spiel was, you have to prepare for your Leaving cert. With that thick Irish accent, you have
Yeah.
to prepare for your Leaving
Leaving
cert.
search. You're leaving search. You have to prepare for your leaving search.
Your leadership. Oh
Oh,
my god!
Lord.
Everybody
Oh,
cover us in the
gosh.
comments.
Oh gosh, no, honestly, no. I love the Irish accent to be fair, but
Me
it's just
too, me too.
like I'm just thinking back to my leaving cert, and it was just not. All I have to say was not a
Oh,
good time. But yeah, back to that was a
I
nice segue.
cried. I
Mm.
cried. I cried. Like literally, I was like, "Mommy, please, when is this over? Please, I just want to come home."
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good time, honestly. It was
No.
it's very stressful. It's a very stressful time, especially like for young people who are still like coming of age, Like
Mm.
I think at that moment in time that's when you actually realize like, oh my gosh, life is actually getting hard. This is when it's at that point you kind of move away from that child, well, most people anyway, move away from that kind of childish mentality of, well, like everything I want, like my mommy, my daddy, or my guardian, my auntie, my uncle, whoever
Mm.
is my guardian at that time will provide. Up until that point, you're still, kind of having that childish mentality.
Bubble,
But now
yeah.
you have to actually work hard for yourself because only you can provide the results that you want to aim to
I
get.
remember. Do
Oh
you remember? I
man.
don't know. Do you remember like those creative ways of cheating and how people would be like, there was one guy in my class. It was like, there was one guy in my class and he was like, um, oh, do you know what, Simi? I'm gonna bring a water bottle because you're only allowed to bring water, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring my water bottle and I'm gonna have my answers written on the back. Do you know the label?
Yeah,
I'm
people
not
used to
giving you
say that
ideas.
all the time.
I'm not giving you ideas, yeah, but
The invigilators make you take off the label of your water
that's
bottle,
true.
so
That's true.
that was never gonna
No,
work.
but everybody was always thinking of,
Yeah,
am I
finally,
cheating
yeah.
the
People
system?
are always trying to find ways to cheat, but at the end of the day, you're only playing
You
yourself, boo
couldn't.
boo.
Yeah, that's
Even if
true.
you
That's
did
true.
manage, like by some miracle, you were only playing yourself at the end of the
If
day.
they
But
found out, and there was like, I don't know if you remember the scandal that there was like, they some people were able to see the exam papers and then they had
really?
to change. Yeah, I don't know. It was in the news. It was I think it was a couple years after we did ours.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, and they had to change the. Oh wait, maybe I might mixing it up with a drama. I don't know now because
Girl,
reality is
bye. Girl, bye.
reality and drama kind of thin line right now.
Oh dear Lord. Anyway,
Anyway, back to the movie.
better days. So,
I like the
um,
title.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the title didn't really reflect the movie, but we move. Um, so I think I did the synopsis, didn't I? I've explained basically what it's about. So yeah,
Mm,
Chen Yan is basically going through um bullying. She's experiencing bullying in her final year, and it
mm.
just takes us through her journey. And yeah, Simi, do you want to start off with what you liked, what you disliked about the movie?
So what I liked about the movie is that it showed the reality of students and the immense pressure that we
Hmm.
feel when we're trying to take our exams, to enter university or college, or in fact even if we choose not to go to um higher institutions, or and decide to
Apprenticeship,
go to,
yeah.
yeah, to go into the work instead. It determines that like step in your life, like
Mm,
as you like, and it's that time you turn 18, 19, like you said earlier on, and you're having to like fend for yourself. So I liked how it was realistically depicting that immense pressure
mm.
and what that pressure can do to people, because at the beginning, I don't know if you remember, someone commits suicide, and
Yes, I remember. I
yeah, you
remember.
remember. And when I saw that, it just kind of, I was able to relate to how the girl, the immense pressures that she was feeling, but she wasn't really coupled with, the fact that she had to take an exam. She was also getting bullied, and I
Mm,
couldn't imagine having that immense pressure and then still dreading to come to school because they're these people that just don't like you or want to take out their pressure on you as well.
yeah.
So I like that it was able to show that dynamic as well. And I also liked, what I didn't like is the fact that I know that they were coming from a very low economical status,
Mm-hmm.
and the mom left her to kind of like just be by herself,
Yeah, but that is
and
the reality of a lot of people,
I
to be quite
know, but
honest.
it's I know, but I just for me, like, I don't know. I feel like she should have had that more emotional support.
Mm.
Our main lead should have had that more emotional support, because if her mom was still kind of around, her mom could have done something, when she had started to get, excuse me, get bullied.
See, but that's where I feel like you're wrong. Well, actually, not necessarily wrong, but I disagree you on that moment in that statement.
All
Reason
right, go
being
on.
is because her mom was already in dodgy business. So, for those that don't know, basically, her mom was kind of selling contraband face masks, like so face masks that were kind of already kind of made illegal based on one it gave people allergic reactions and stuff. So she was basically selling like dupes that weren't really legal for her to be selling.
Mm,
So like
mm,
people were coming to the mom's house to kind of like look for her, and to the point where they even made posters saying, don't trust this woman if you ever see her. So I think
mm.
her mom's presence was actually gonna do more harm than good for her.
Okay, yes.
In that,
When you're coming
yeah,
from that sense,
yeah,
in that sense, yes, because, well, I shouldn't have ignored that fact that the mom was already problematic in of itself.
yeah.
Um, but I feel like also, I just don't know. I'm just kind of split, because I would want, like, my parents' emotional support during that big
Of
time.
course.
But
But I
it shows
think,
the reality that some
yeah,
people don't
yeah,
have that.
yeah. Is so okay. I think that's what you said you liked about the drama.
What I liked, I've gone into what I liked and what I disliked. I should
Okay.
have asked you actually, what did you like and
Okay.
what?
I mean, personally, I liked. What I liked was the way they shot the difference between Chen Yan and the other main lead, the guy. Can't remember his name.
Oh,
Um,
I think his name is, what
Xiao
was it?
Bei.
Yeah, Xiaobei.
Yeah. So I liked the fact that they kind of show it's the way they portrayed the two of them, like light and dark, kind of crossing over each other. So like
Mm,
it wasn't that
mm,
Xiao Bei didn't have light in him. It's just that he had kind of given up
mm,
hope of like ever crossing over into the light. Whereas
mm,
like Chen Yan was also kind of she was, and they said it's like it's like you're standing at like the edge of the darkness, and if you're not careful, you get sucked into it. So that
yes.
I felt like that was the kind of thing that Chen Yan was going through. She was standing at the edge of darkness based on the
Mm,
bullying, and it was whether or not she was going to get sucked into that darkness or
into
not.
the darkness, yeah.
And you watch the whole movie Unravel, and we be spoiling movies all up in this place. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, everybody. But yeah, so she well essentially does get sucked into the darkness.
Does
Um,
get sucked into it. But you know what? I love their relationship.
I loved it as well, and it was
Yes.
so
And the fact that he was
pure.
gonna be a sacrificial lamb for her, if not for that stupid detective.
And now this is another thing I wanted to talk to you about. I liked it and I disliked it at the same time. So I was gonna talk about the detective. So basically, that detective, yeah, I liked him and I disliked him, and that's what made me like this movie because it was realistic in that aspect.
Mm.
Because he didn't let his sense of morality or his sense of like what's the word? He
Empathy.
yeah, excuse me, yeah. So he didn't let his sense of empathy kind of cloud his morality
Mm.
when it came to his job.
I,
So
I secretly think he fancied her.
I
I,
don't
s- I secretly think he
know.
fancied her.
I don't even think it was about the fancying. I think more than anything else, I think he knew what was going on, but he didn't know how to be supportive for her. Because there
Mm.
was a point where she was being bullied and she called his phone, but because he was busy at work, by the
He
time
didn't
that
pick up. Yeah.
by the time he picked up, it was already too late. So and it was at that point she kind of felt like and if you watch the movie, that's where you see there's a turning point where she's like, they can't help me. They can't help me. Like the adults can't help me. The police can't help me. So I'm going to take matters into my own hand. And that's when she goes to look for Xiaobei again for his help,
Mm.
for protection. Because he at the beginning he offers Chen Yan protection from bullies, and she obviously declines because she's like, well, I don't want to taint myself. You're in the darkness, I'm
Mm.
in the light, kind of thing.
Mm.
And she's kind of like, well, looking forward to just 2 more months and I'll be able to go to Beijing because that's the university she wants to go to.
Mm.
And she's kind of like, no, I can still hold on. But then obviously when the bullying really becomes like thick, and then she reaches out.
Oh, when they cut her hair.
When she
Now,
reaches
that
out
was it. Yeah.
to the adults, and I feel like this is one thing that I think a lot of people who sometimes like have been bullied or have gone through bullying can
Mm,
relate to the fact that sometimes when they try and reach out to adults, it's not as easy, and it's like adults will be like, oh, you feel free, you can always come to me, like you can always say something, if you say something we can help you. But then when it comes to the time, you go to them and they're just not as they're not I mean, not to say that it's everyone's going to be like that, but I mean, the adults in Chen Yan's surroundings were not, capable of helping her in that aspect of bullying, and that's what made her resort to Xiaobei in the first place. And I
that's
think,
true.
for me, like I said, that's what I liked about it was the contrast between like the two worlds and how they kind of were kind of
Collided.
meshing, yeah. And
Mm.
then what I didn't like about the drama was the lady policewoman. She
Oh,
was really ruthless and horrible and not understanding, and she was just kind of attacking Chen Yan and not trying to understand the reason why Chen Yan would do whatever she did, like, or
mm.
and it just made me feel like, why are you so unfeeling, like. And this was even before she'd even done anything wrong. The woman was already attacking her and making her feel like she was so small, and making her feel like she's a perpetrator for something that she didn't even do. And because of that, I really didn't like the way like she approached, Chen Yan in that moment, because she made her seem
Yeah,
like she's some bad criminal, or like she's some like fugitive, whereas Chen Yan just made a mistake.
she
Essentially,
did.
that's
She
all
did.
it was. It was just a
She did.
mistake.
Do you know? And do you know when he was protecting her? That was one of the scenes I liked. Whenever she was going to school, and he would put his hoodie on and walk behind her,
Yeah.
and and you know what? One of the bullies even came and sought protection from Chen Yin
Oh
because
my god, that bully was such a coward. Don't get me started. I wanted to cuss her. Oh my gosh, no, you don't understand. Like, you come to the person that you bully, you come to them for help. Then the minute that they're about to get bullied, because the one day that their form of protection isn't around, they're gonna get bullied, and then you say nothing. You don't even stick up for them.
she
Nah.
recorded it. She was the one that gave the evidence in the end. She recorded it. She was the one that gave the evidence in the end, which now made in turn made the other girl, the bullier,
Mm-hmm.
the bully, the bully.
Mm-hmm.
What would we call them? The
The
bully
bully.
perpetrator. The bully.
Yeah. Bully
Wait, what?
perpetrator is the bully, darling.
The bully perpetrator. New word for Simi's English
Oh
dictionary.
Lord.
So the bully, like, because she knew that video existed, because they tore her clothes, cut her hair. Like, I mean, they did horrible stuff.
Horrible
And I'm
stuff.
just thinking, like, what goes through teenagers' minds or even anybody's minds to do that? Like, like, what kind of immense hatred must you have for somebody for you
Yeah.
want to do that? But well, not luckily, but obviously what she went through was horrible. But that other girl, the coward girl,
Mm-hmm.
took a video, and that was what was used, as evidence, and which is why they got expelled from school, and which is why she was now trying to seek forgiveness,
Yeah.
and that's when things turned around. I was expecting that, oh, it's gonna end there. It's gonna seek forgiveness. You're gonna be friends.
No,
Mm,
I was not expecting them to be friends.
really?
No, I wasn't. I was expecting it to be like, oh, just go away kind of thing, and I was expecting like her to just move on with her life. I
Mm.
didn't expect what happened to happen. Basically, she killed her. She pushed her down the stairs by mistake.
It wasn't on purpose. No, it wasn't on purpose. And the thing is that the fact that Xiaobei was, I said it earlier on, was going to be sacrificial.
Yeah.
And because he wanted her to succeed. He wanted her to go to Beijing, and he said, forget, didn't he say forget about me? And he planned it.
Yeah.
He planned it, like, I mean, was Xiaobei was Xiaobei was, smart. He was smart in the sense that, like, he was able to plan something so strategic, and I wish that he had that opportunity to show his smartness. But obviously, sometimes people don't get a chance in life. And that is the sad reality of things these days. So it was very interesting to see. And I feel like there was a lot of bullying awareness, in this movie, and some will speak closer to home than others. And Better Days is not just only about bullying, it's about the school system that is built on extreme stress levels. It's about the fear of failure, the fear of, failure. Oh my god, why am I repeating myself? The fear of failure. Oh, I can't speak today, Tommy. High parent expectations, crazy competition between students and exams. And it's like everyone forgets what it's like to be a kid when they become adults. The fears, the insecurities, they are there. And unfortunately, they they are not being respected. you know and I feel like Better Days, it's about the unfairness of the world and how crazy humans really are. It's not a happy movie,
Yeah.
and nor is it a sad one, but I would say that it's a very, like you said earlier on, it's an eye-opening film that gives you the sick feeling and realization that real life is messed up. And these are the type of movies that really hits home,
Yeah. I
I would
think I
say.
like as well the fact that it didn't give us the happy ending that you would want, where everybody got, like, he was ended up being the sacrificial lamb, and he came out and everything was going to
Mm,
be good. Instead, she did get penalized for her actions, though they were mistake, that it was a mistake, but it's, she still got penalized for her actions and stuff. Like, honestly, I genuinely feel it was a very good movie, especially good for awareness, like, and
exactly,
bullying.
yeah.
Like, it was quite dramatized, but I mean, I think, you'd be surprised what people are actually going through, when it comes to bullying. And it's still really sad that people are still going through this. Young people, adults as well. Like, even at workplace, even
At workplaces.
in the household, like, everywhere. To be honest, bullying can be found, and
And if you are
yeah,
experiencing bullying, please reach out to anybody that you feel like is a trusted person, and if it's something that you can discuss with them, please do discuss, because I feel like from the example of the beginning, the girl being bullied and she resorted to suicide. I feel like if she was able to seek help, you know she may not have resulted into that. She could have gone to a different school
yeah.
and restarted her life. So I feel like we need to learn the importance of speaking out.
Yeah, I mean, apart
And
from that as well, like, I mean, yeah, I agree with the speaking out, but sometimes, you don't feel like you can speak
it's
out to
easier, yeah, it's
people
easier said than
around
done.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, there in the
Mm,
UK, I don't know about other countries, but in the UK, there are, bodies that do help people who are going through bullying, like the NSPCC. So you can, like, reach out to them, and they can provide more support for you, like professionally, and how you can deal with bullying. Maybe if you are going through bullying at school, and there's definitely, like, bullying support groups that you can sign up to, in the
mm,
UK, especially, since we are based in the UK. But I'm sure that, likewise, if you're in any other different country, I'm sure there will be some form of, like, support group or support panel, or some form of professional help that you can reach out to and get, especially because there's also the thing of cyberbullying now. We're not just faced with
yes,
physical bullying anymore, we're faced with
online
also
bullying. And I think
cyberbullying.
that's
And
even more coward.
exactly, and adults even go through cyberbullying. Like, you
Mm-hmm,
hear a lot of YouTubers talk about death threats that they receive all the time, and it's just a really, I mean, we live in a really scary world, and where human beings
mm-hmm,
are so scary, can be very scary and bitter. And they forget that it's human beings that they're attacking when they're just clicking away, on typing away on their keyboards. But yeah, like I said, there are professional bodies that you can reach out to if you feel like you are going through any form of bullying, even if you feel like it's in the slightest bit. Just
mm,
reach out to someone. Don't be scared to reach out to anyone, because at the
deal
end of the
with it,
day,
yeah.
it's better than having trying to deal with it alone. Um,
Mm,
because these people are there for a reason. They're more equipped to help you, even maybe better than your parents, because you don't. Sometimes your parent can, or sometimes your friends or people can sometimes around you can sometimes make you feel like, oh, you're overthinking it. I mean, I know I've been through situations where, you know, I felt like, well, this it wasn't right, and I shouldn't have gone through this situation.
Mm,
And you
mm,
know, when
mm.
I bring it up to my friend, they're like, "Oh, you're overthinking it. Oh, Tommy, it's not that deep. Like, don't think too much." Blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, it's affected me. So clearly,
Exactly.
you
And
know,
your feelings are valid. Yes.
exactly. And so don't let anyone invalidate your feelings in any way,
Mhm.
especially when
Mhm.
it comes to bullying. If someone is saying things that are negative towards you, attacking you in any type of way, uh, either physically or online or verbally, in any way, any form of bullying, even if it's adult to child, child to adult, anyway, just kind of like reach out to the professional bodies that can help you.
Mhm.
Because what we would hate is for you to, you know, be going through this and feel like you're all alone.
Alone. Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like this movie really, really, really showcased that aspect of life, like the whole bullying aspect in school and
Mm.
coming of
Mm.
age, you know. Like, and one thing I know, it was a very subtle hint in the movie, but Chen Yan did have one person that was kind of trying to look out for her, but she didn't want to trust him. He was
Oh.
a classmate.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I remember him.
it was
I
quite
actually.
subtle. It was quite
Yes.
subtle in the movie, so you could have missed it if you didn't pay attention. But she did have a friend that, well, she didn't classify him as a friend, but he was always worried about her. He was always like, even when, to the point where he thought that she was being stalked by, being harassed by,
By
um,
Shabai. Chabai.
yeah, Xiao Bei.
Shabay.
Yeah,
Yes.
so
My apologies.
she it could be by actually. I probably say anyway. Um, to the point where he was kind of worried, and he'd even reported it at some point that, oh, she's being harassed by a certain someone every day. Like, so I mean,
Mm.
don't think that there aren't people around you that care about you if you are going through situations like this. And honestly, it was a very good eye opener kind of movie. I think
It
it's
was.
the kind of movie you need to watch, especially. But then the thing is, you can't just show it to just any age, because obviously it was quite intense.
Yeah, I would say maybe like from 16,
I
17,
mean, I
because
think there is the parent, like the parental guidance and the age guidance that of
yes,
each of the movie,
yes.
but I don't
But I
know the
believe,
exact.
if you're in school and or you're in like a senior level of school, like you're preparing for your A levels or you're going to university, this is a film that maybe one should watch to kind of like really understand the impacts of bullying and
Yeah.
how it messes with somebody's mental health.
And one more thing as well. Sorry to cut you off, Simi. One more thing as well. This also kind of good brings me back to the "it's okay to not be okay."
Yes, that's
Um,
what I was thinking. I was like, this gives me it's okay not to be okay vibes.
the reason why it gives me the vibe is when we talked about, you know, I remember, I don't know if you remember, Simi, but we spoke about the fact that, you know, somebody who is looking at the abuse is just as bad as the abuser.
Yes, I
And
remember that topic. Yes,
this also kind of gave me that kind of vibe, because at the end of the day, it the people that were kind of just looking at it and letting it
the other
happen,
students. Yeah,
the other students weren't, like, they tried to make them see like, well, you know, they're also, I mean, you're not that helpless. If a couple of you were to stand up against these bullies, they wouldn't feel like they had the right to do that to other
or the
people.
power. Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't feel like they had the power. But when you're onlookers, because, well, it's not my problem, you know, it's not me they're
Mm,
bullying, well, I'm not the one doing it.
mm,
You know, you give these people the power, you give them more leverage, you give them leeway to continue
mm.
doing it, because clearly they don't see like there's anything wrong. And you
And
know,
just
it's just, yeah. Sorry,
sorry,
continue.
and just to add to your point, yeah. Remember at the beginning when we see that the girl has committed suicide,
Yeah,
and it was only Chen Yin that actually went to cover her.
yeah,
Everyone else was looking.
yeah.
When I was watching that, I was like,
Despicable.
"What is wrong with you people? Can you not like try and get an ambulance or cover her body?" She was the only one that went ahead to cover her face.
It's sad, honestly.
And it really hit home that this is how a lot of people view the world. Anything bad that happens and it's not related to you,
It's just
it's your
entertainment.
problem. Yeah,
And
it's
it's,
entertainment.
yeah,
And yes, they had their phones out, they were recording, and that kind of brings back to the whole social media thing as well. The poor girl is dead, and you're recording that she had fallen or she had taken her life. where do you want to post that to? Like, I really don't understand.
Yeah. It's
That was one.
honestly it's crazy. It's
I would
crazy.
say I kind of cried at that point because it just
Mm.
showed the lack of
Compassion.
humanity and
Yeah.
compassion. We're all humans at at the end of the day. We all bleed red,
Yeah.
So, like, I
I
know
don't know
sometimes.
about you, but I bleed blue. So now what?
Blue. Color your blood blue.
But yes, I get you. I get you. Honestly, you are right at the like. It really took away the humanity. Like they were looking at it more as like oh my god, look at just what just happened. More about the next gossip rather than actually actually realizing that this is another human being that's just the
Mm,
same age as me, same parent, like same probably family, same family background, and whatever. And I don't know what's going on at home or what has made her take her life, but she's unfortunately taken her life.
mm,
And instead of feeling some form of I don't know, just remorse or not even, I don't even know how to say it. Like, just like, it's because it's a somber mood. But instead, there were more, everybody was hopping and like, it was just like hustle and bustle. Everybody was just kind of like, oh my gosh, this is what happened. Like, taking videos, taking pictures. It was crazy. And I was like, wow, like, it really
mm.
just shows that human beings sometimes, like, we don't realize, like, how our silence or our lack of action actually affects other people.
It does. It really, really does. And that's one thing I really want to kind of hopefully, you know, pass across to people that,
Yeah,
we don't know where the shoe hurts in someone else's feet. I don't know if that's how you say the adage, but you don't know where it pinches. And we should always just go around with compassion and humanity in our hearts, So,
facts.
yeah, that's what I would really want to pass across with
Yeah,
this movie as well.
yeah,
It's very good to de- depict that.
yeah.
Mm. So, tell
Popcorn
me,
ratings.
popcorn time.
Yeah.
What would you give it out of 10?
I would definitely give this a good 8 out of 10.
Ooh, this is the highest popcorn apart from It's Okay Not to Be Okay.
Yeah,
This is one of the highest ones you've given it,
yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, yes.
I
Okay.
definitely get like because if I give something an 8 out of 10, that means I'd probably watch it again, and I definitely watch this movie again.
I would watch this again.
Yeah. So.
I would say I would give this an 8.5
Oh
because
wow.
I liked the ending of how, even though they both went to jail, they were still she still had him at the end,
Yeah.
and they were protecting that little girl that we saw in the
Yeah.
beginning,
Yes.
as they were walking, and I just thought that made me cry. I was like, "Oh my god."
Yes.
No, I was proper shedding tears. And movies don't make me cry really easily because I watch a lot of romantic movies and I'm like, okay, seen that. But this,
Yeah.
I
Cliche.
shed, exactly, I shed quite a few tears for the ending, and I really liked how it ended. That she was
Yeah.
still able to pursue her dreams and notice the signs of bullying
Yeah.
and protect someone else.
Yeah.
Mm,
So they wouldn't have to go through the
what
same
she went
feelings that
through.
she went through. Did
Exactly.
I talk about the fact that that policeman, he said he was going to sleep? There was a oh sorry, I know that we're going back, but there was one thing that I wanted to say. It was something that she said, Chen Yan, and
Oh
she
yes.
basically said when you're an adult, she said her mom told her that when you're an adult, you begin to forget, but and then she was like, but they don't teach you how to be an adult. And then
Is that not what I was saying? We're all children.
no, but like there was something that I don't know. I'm not trying to go like be super deep or psychedelic or whatever, but like when she said, "Oh, when you're an adult, you begin to forget, but they don't teach you how to be an adult." It made me feel like so that means she's trying to say that how do you forget the pain that you've been through
Hmm.
when you're a child? Because if you've been through pain when you're a child and you forget things when you're an adult, how do you become like? And they don't teach you how to become an adult, so they don't teach you how to forget the pain. Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean. Yeah, I get what
So
you mean.
that for me was just like so then like yes, Simi, you are right. And you never truly become an adult if you like, because you have, people have so much baggage and so much pain from one thing or the other, either bullying, family issues, whatever. A lot of people go through a lot of different things, friendship
I
pain,
do.
relationship pain. And you know if you never really forget this pain, then do you ever really become an adult? Because apparently it's when you become
Hmm.
an adult that you forget pain.
That is actually, I missed that. Well, I missed that, maybe that exact quote, and maybe I didn't see it as that deep. But yeah,
That really
I like
struck
how
me. It really struck me when she said that, because it's like, well, then do we ever really become adults then? Because apparently,
people have been
I
contemplating.
know, I know, but it's just kind of like, how do you forget pain? Because when you've been
It's
bullied,
very painful.
but you don't you can heal it from it, but you don't
Hmm,
forget it.
that's true.
You don't
That's
forget
true.
that kind of pain. But you can heal from that pain. It's, there's difference. So I mean, dude, is she trying to say that you become an adult when you heal from them?
See.
Question of life.
Yeah,
But yeah, that's it. I think
I'm
that's
torn.
it.
I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't know how to answer that because, well, if anyone in the comments, if anyone listening, wants to comment on that, and we can get a discussion popping, then we should,
Yes,
because
please
do
feel
we
free.
actually really become an adult when we are able to heal from, well, not heal, or when we're able to forget pain, like you said?
Yeah.
Hmm.
When you do
Question
that,
of, it's like, hmm. Now,
thought
I'll be in my
provoking.
bedroom, sit down and think, do
I
we
don't know.
not,
There was just something about that
or
what
do
she
we just
said, that sentence. Yeah.
continue on in life
Yeah.
with that pain?
Anyway,
Hmm.
but yeah. So guys, please let us know what you think about what
Definitely
she
for sure.
said, whether it's accurate, whether it's not accurate, whether you agree, whether you don't agree. Any point is available, not available, sorry. Any point is welcome.
Valid.
Yes, and valid. But yeah, I think that's it, to be honest. We've
It
given our ratings. Yes,
is.
we've
We've
come
given our rating.
we've oh no. I was about to sing a song there, but it didn't hit.
Tommy, you're making me laugh tonight.
Something about end of the road, and I can't let go. It's unnatural. You
It's
belong to me.
unnatural.
I
I can't
belong
sing as
to.
well as
Okay,
you.
that's not. Anyway.
Yeah, I can't sing. I can't sing as well as Tommy. Tommy has a really nice voice, guys. When she's
uh,
singing, yeah, it hits your soul
uh,
sometimes. You're
please,
like,
please, please, please. Buy my mixtape. Buy my mixtape. I don't have a mixtape. I'm just joking.
but yes, guys. So thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Lismo's podcast, and
Yeah,
we are hoping to bring you more great content. And we're always looking for your feedbacks and your comments, and we're always looking through. So please do let us know, and we appreciate each and every one of you that listen
we
and comment.
do. We do. We
We really
do.
do. It makes us feel really glad that
Mm-hmm.
we're building this community to, discuss all our favorite films and thought-provoking films,
Yep.
and not just the thought-provoking ones, the ones that Tommy calls meh. But yeah, so thank you so much again, and we will see you, or hear you,
Oh
in our
god.
next episode.
Okay. Thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye.